Hey Andrew, I just finished your soil test reports for this year. The results are really interesting. Should we have a ride and take a look at those?
Let's do it, Micah.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Well, Andrew, the soil test, specifically the OM2, the total organic material, I was pleasantly surprised to see that it went down from 12.9% at the end of the 2023 season to 12.7% at the end of the 2024 season. Did you expect that?
I didn't expect it, but we did make some changes this past year, so I was excited to hear that when you got the results back.
Wait, and what were the changes that you made?
Well, every year during our tournament, we have a difficult problem getting the clip ball down. So you mentioned, hey, have you heard of the Speedo, which I think is a different name now.
Yeah, the GVX we call it.
That's
Growth versus expected.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I've heard of it, but I've only got like 2 or 3 months out of the year where I really got to push the grass. But again, if the grass doesn't have problems, why are we pushing the grass? So we cut the nitrogen almost in half this past year, which I think led to those final results with the soil test.
Yeah, so I would interpret that as whatever happened in terms of accumulation from new organic material, it was matched by the sand top dressing, by any coring or verticutting you did, removal, and by the natural decomposition.
Right, so I think we finally found a good balance of verticutting, top dressing, and getting the nitrogen to where we want it.
Good. Well, should we talk some more about that later?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, Michael.
All right, thanks. See you at the bottom.
Good.
So how much sand did you end up putting down last year anyway, Andrew?
We put about 1.3 millimeters during July.
So just one top dressing event in July, that was all you put all year?
That's right, one top dressing.
That is interesting, because when you first started at Keya, I was recommending you put down as much sand as you could. What led to that change?
Well, the first 2 years we were trying to develop a good surface, so we did put a lot of sand down. And then I've got 2 tournaments during the summertime, which kind of, we tried to put down sand before the tournament, the first tournament, then in between the 2 tournaments, and it just got to be to where we were struggling to get a quality of cut going into the last tournament in August. So we just kept reducing our top dressing applications, and now we're just down to 1.
That is so interesting that you can reduce the organic matter with only that single top dressing event. And I guess there's no coring last year either, no physical removal of organic material.
That's right. Only the verticutting, and that was about 2 to 3 millimeter depth verticut. So yeah.
Was that just one verticut?
Just one verticut double at one time. Yeah.
Down and back, or 2 directions?
2 directions. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we weren't looking to reduce we didn't think we'd be able to reduce the organic matter that way, but it just so happened that reducing the nitrogen that we put down this past year kind of balanced it all off pretty good. Hey Micah, thanks for all the questions about our soil test results.
It's very interesting.
So tell me what you think about them and what we've been doing over this past year.
Oh, I never know what to expect. Ever since we've been doing this type of testing, every year when the results come back, I'm always a little bit afraid that the organic material will have gone up more than we expected. And I'm always a little bit afraid that we should have put more sand, or we should have done something to deal with the organic matter accumulation. But when these results came back and you did no coring, 1 sand top dressing event, that 1 double verticut, and you had the total organic material in the top 2 centimeters go down by 0.2%. That to me was something that I was really pleased with. So in fact, I sent you a text message and I said, I think you will be pleased with these results. And also, when I then prepared the report and looked at the timeline all the way back to 2017, not just in the top 2 centimeters, but going all the way down to the 0 to 6 centimeter layer. If we look at that value, you were something like 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, 5.9% total organic material in the top 6 centimeters. That's the top 2.4 inches. That's what you were back in 2017, 18, 19, and you're right back at that level now in 2020, early 2025. So for me, that's saying, wow, over like 8 seasons, you're pretty much staying constant. And that's without doing hardly any coring. I think you've done 2 coring events over that time.
Right.
We did that one deep tine in 2023, and you've been doing 1 or 2 top dressing events per year.
Right.
Right? And so that's something that I never thought was possible. And I've said this in some other videos or on some other podcasts and with some other clients. I never thought it was possible to do so little and to be able to get the results where the organic matter doesn't just keep going up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me really start to question how much of the work that we do is necessary, or how much of it is kind of chasing our tail, where like we're putting nitrogen to recover from coring, or we're putting nitrogen so the grass can grow through the sand top dressing we put, and then that putting nitrogen causes enough growth that it's contributing to the organic matter. And you're getting away from that cycle, and now 2017 up until now, it's almost a decade of getting away from that cycle, and the results are just superb.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it happened by chance for us, but I'm glad it did, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season.
Me too. Yeah, a lot of snow here.
Yeah, it's coming down now. Sure is.
How many rounds do you do that you're able to put that amount of nitrogen and that amount of sand and still get those conditions?
We do anywhere from 48,000 to 49,000 rounds a year. But it's just so easy to try to do more than you should. And you just don't want to overdo it. Just try to keep it simple, and when the surface is nice, just ride it out.
Thanks for that insight.
Like I'm about to right now.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Andrew, have you ever thought about why you do soil testing in the winter?
In the winter, well, the grass is not growing for once. We haven't put any nutrients down in any form or fashion. And also I want to start preparing for the next year. So I think it's best to take it when the grass is not growing so much, that it's more dormant. And then yeah, we can prepare for the next year.
And how about, so for the nutrients, that makes sense. For the organic matter, you're not putting sand in the winter, are you?
Oh yeah, obviously we're not putting sand either. We're not doing any cultural practice in the wintertime. No fertilizer applications. Yeah, and it's a good time to prepare for the next growing season.
Well, with that decrease that you saw in the organic matter right at the top 2 centimeters this year, or sorry, in the 2024 season, what's your plan for 2025?
Actually, the same thing we did this past season, but we're going to try to incorporate some really light vertical mowing during the year, maybe once or twice a week, actually. 2 directions, but this time going back and going one way and then back on the same direction. Yeah, that's one thing we're going to do different this year. And that's going to manage organic matter, or it's just going to be surface? It's not about the organic matter. It's just surface. Try to remove some leaf, some foliage, and also we have some runners that try to creep up on the surface. We try to get those out too as well. You've been doing this OM246 testing since 2017. So that's like 7 or 8 growing seasons. It's been a while, and I guess we've both come to realize that you can actually, for a mature stand of turf, you can kind of keep the organic matter constant if you just don't grow too much grass. Exactly. I can't believe we've been doing it this long, but yeah, we've had some peaks in our organic matter over the years, but this past year was surprisingly constant. It was nice, and our surfaces haven't been any better. I'd love to hear that. Andrew, I really like what you said earlier. What was that? Don't overdo it? That's it. That's the way we do it now.
All right, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Good beer.
Nice, huh?